see you again. What? Wow, what's going on, man? Yeah, it's early. Thursdays are going to probably be like this most weeks because, again, I go see my grandmama, and that's around my time I typically stream at. So, and it works out perfectly today because we got the trade, NBA trade deadline approaching us. We are literally 25 minutes to 26 minutes, if you want to be exact, to when the NBA trade deadline will end. So teams are scrambling right now. Shout out to my Timberwolves. Yes, wearing the Wolves hat again. Yes, again today I had faith in this that we were going to land D'Angelo Russell, and it did happen. We ship out Andrew Wiggins as well as a couple picks. We land Russell. Who else did we get? We got a couple other guys from there, but and what's crazy and what's breaking news right now is that Andre Drummond, who was apparently staying put about 3 or 4 hours ago, yeah, is now being dealt to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now we're also trading Gorgie Jang and apparently picking up James Johnson from the Miami Heat. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on, and we're going to keep our eye on it. Keep our eye on it. We're going to watch it up till lock. That's primarily what this stream is going to be about. The NBA deadline. Drummond, see, even up here, this is a couple hours ago. This is earlier today. Drummond says, I love being in Detroit. They were saying they weren't going to move him. Unlikely to deal Drummond. And now here we are. He's being dealt. Heard some. Iggy went to the Heat. So Dylan Brooks and everyone else is happy. They can't wait to play the Miami Heat. Although I don't think the Miami Heat's a team that. I think that's a team that would give them a good run for their money. So here's what's happening as of late. Cavs are finalizing the deal for Drummond. Marcus Morris is actually heading to the Clippers. And what's awesome about all this news for the Wolves is that I'm going to the Clippers Wolves game on Saturday night with the kids. So hopefully, I would assume D'Angelo Russell would play by then, being it is a couple days out. I'm sure they're going to want to get him going as quick as possible, and get them starting to build some chemistry. Even though there's a lot of history behind the Wolves, Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, as they've played together in a lot of USA junior teams, youth teams, what have you. They're actually best friends. Cats made it very clear, D'Angelo Russell's made it very clear that they wanted to all play together somewhere at some time in their careers. And there's one other piece that I think we need to keep an eye on, as we're picking up a lot of these other guys that are in their final year of their contracts. And I think we're doing a lot of this because in the offseason, I believe we also land Devin Booker. Keep an eye out on that. It won't happen before the deadline, but I think after the season ends in the offseason, I think we go after and land Devin Booker. So it'd be Booker, D'Angelo Russell, and Cat. So you'd have point guard Russ, Booker, shooting guard, Cat at center, power forward, stretch 5, stretch 4, what have you. But they've made it very clear that the three of them want to play together. They all want to play together at some point, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of these other guys, these smaller pieces that we're picking up within these trades. We're getting them to where they're on their final year of their contract so that then we can get rid of them and get them off there and have that salary room to land another big player like Devin Booker. So again, Wizards reportedly asking for Berton, seeing where he might go. Hawks, Scala's gone. Kabalico went to the Rockets. Again, Andrew Wiggins, and here's my opinion on this. Wiggins and D'Lo. Wiggins, I wish nothing but the best for him. I hope he shines in Golden State. I hope it works out better for him in Golden State than it has here. He just has never really put it together. He's had some great moments, some great shining moments, some great playing moments, but there's been a lot of times where it felt like he didn't have that killer instinct or that go for it all, which you would feel your number one pick a couple years back would bring, right? So now you get a guy like D-Russ who's not afraid to shoot the ball, who's very aggressive and not afraid to take it to the hole. That pick and roll game is going to be on point between Russ and Cat. So my ultimate feeling on this, there's a couple teams I think the Atlanta Hawks did very well as well in landing Capella, right? That happened yesterday. There was a big few team trade. We were actually involved in it as well. And again, picking up a lot of pieces or a lot of players that that possibly are at the end of their contract after this year so we can dump them. And I can tell you we're going to probably go after and get Devin Booker in the offseason. It's not going to happen now. It'll be in the offseason. But I think that's why we're doing what we're doing. Our new president, or whoever, is a very extremely intelligent guy, knows what he's doing. And I feel like he's piecing this out and looking at, okay, here's these guys. What's up, Balls? What's up, Big D's? Here's these guys. Here's these players. We can bring them on, and then we can just scrap them after the season and free up a bunch of space so we can land another big player, and we can put the three pieces together that ultimately want to play together. They've made it very, 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 very clear. I'm not going live later today. No, again, it's Thursday. I have to go see Grandmama, and we're going tonight, so I had to get my stream in now. And this makes it perfect because we're nearing the NBA deadline. Glad to see Wiggins go. I'm pumped for it. Yeah, I'm extremely excited. I will be at the game Saturday night with the kids, like I said, against the Clippers. I'm excited to see D-Lo. So, yeah, awesome, man. So I'm going to flip between Twitter's Wojo and the trade deadline tracker. See what else we got. See if there's anything else brewing. This stream will roll up to the deadline, which is 19 minutes from now. 19 minutes from now, we will be approaching the deadline. So if you guys don't already know, Adrian Wojciechowski is by far the one that you're going to get the news the quickest first on Twitter. He will be the one that will have all of the big deals. So Washington has traded Jordan McRae. So this is interesting. Jordan McRae. This dude has shown to be nothing but a beast. A beast for Washington. Moves to Denver for Shabazz Napier. So Napier, who was just with the Wolves 3-4 days ago, was already dealt in a trade before, now gets moved again, and he's going to Washington to play for the Wizards. Future second-round pick to Pistons, less than Golden State or Cleveland's 2001 or whatever. Minnesota has joined. This is what I was talking about as well. Gorgie Jang for James Johnson. So we get Nectat. Welcome to Minnesota, my man. Good to see it. Good to see. I'm on cloud nine for what Minnesota's been doing within their teams in picking up pieces and players and trying to make something happen. And I can only imagine, I'm waiting for the Carl Anthony Towns tweet as well, seeing his boy land with him, D'Lo, coming to Minnesota, man. It's going to start packing the house. These empty seats I think you're going to see get flipped around here pretty quick. It's probably a little late in the season to have high hopes, but the plan would be for them to really gel and get that chemistry together and then figure out the few little other pieces in the offseason to be a playoff team next year. Not a championship, but be a playoff team next year would be the ultimate hopes. So Houston traded Jordan Bell to Memphis for Bruno Caboclo. So Jordan Bell, again, was another piece that was with Minnesota originally. He went in that deal with Clint Capella to Atlanta, which I like that trade as well. Capella in Atlanta is an interesting thing. Trae Young and Clint Capella could be a real thing, real easily. Let's see, what else? Memphis, swap. Zoe, stop. Stop it. And again, my thoughts on the whole thing with Wiggins being out and D'Lo coming here, I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, I like Wiggins, but he's not the guy I want to have the ball in his hands when it's coming down to the wire. You're in a big game, you're in a playoff game, final shot, he's controlling the ball. The typical feeling I get by seeing something like that is that he turns it over, gets sloppy, just misses the shot, doesn't do what he should do. D'Angelo Russell brings a whole different dynamic to that. The guy's got the killer instinct. He wants to go out. He'll put up 50 in any given night against any team. Does not matter. And the pick and roll game, again, is going to be very, very, very strong between good old Cat and Towns. Or Cat and D'Lo. D'Lo to Towns all day. This, though, guys, keep an eye out on this. Jordan McRae going to Denver. That should open him up with more playing time. He possibly could become like a starter for that team. He's shown when, like Beal and with John Wall being out all year, when he's got the opportunity to actually play and he's like a bench guy that comes out, he's like a good sixth man. But he could possibly turn into a starter in Denver, and I would not be shocked. Not shocked at all to see that happen. So let's see if we got anything else on this side of the deal. We still got the same updates, same things happening. Cavs finalizing deal for Drummond, Marcus Morris to the Clippers. Pretty much everything we've already heard from before. Burks and Glenn Robinson went off to the Sixers. Kelly Oubre not moving. But that's what they also said about Andre Drummond, and now he's going to Cleveland. That's another interesting pickup. If this guy would just play a little better defense, man, he already tears it up, right? He already does 20-20s often. But if he would just play a little better defense, the dude would be the best. The dude would ultimately be the best center in the league, I feel. So Cleveland getting a good one there. We'll see how everything ramps out or finishes off as what else they do to piece some things together. I'm interested there. What's up, Austin? Awesome, man. All right. Good to see you, man. Buckeye Cards, what's going on, Tim? Pistons have a dumbass owner, Tim says. Yeah, you know. But sometimes you know, at the end of the day, you got to look at things. Sometimes things have to happen in stages, especially in the sports world. When you're building teams, when you're trying to make certain things happen, it's just like with the Wolves. I was so pissed off yesterday when trading was going on, and then I heard that the talks between Golden State and Minnesota were done, that they just weren't taking whatever we were offering, and I assumed that we were just kind of whatever, we'll try to pick them up maybe in the off season or do something different or pick up some more things. But then they started getting they got that first round pick in that other little ordeal, that 6-man trade, whatever. And then things started to come together. And then today, I think that was part of the whole thing that helped get that trade finalized so that we can get D'Lo. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Lay down. Sorry, guys. My dog's being crazy. Uncalled for. So, but yeah, it takes, sometimes it takes steps, it takes stages. I mean, why they wanted to get rid of Drummond, I don't know. But maybe somebody out there has a plan or has some different things in mind, you know? I don't know. I honestly thought that Drummond wasn't going anywhere. I thought he'd be sticking around. What's going on, RSR? Good to see you, brother. I'm just celebrating the NBA trade deadline and us getting rid of Wiggins and landing D'Angelo Russell. Huge, 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 huge for us. Big time. Big time, big time, big time. So, we're just kind of going to sit on stream. I got to go to see Grandma again. So, Cavs pick up. So, they did pick him up. We already knew that. Let's see if Wojciech's got anything else going on here. Still sitting on the same old. I'm waiting for one more big trade to happen. This thing ends in 11 minutes. Within 11 minutes, there will be no more trade. That's it. The deadline is 3 Eastern, 2 Central Standard Time. What up? What up, Eric? We're just going up to the trade deadline here because I won't be able to stream later tonight. Drummond probably will go back to Detroit. We had Brandon Knight before we needed to trade Reggie Jackson. 2 Pistons will tank now. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it, man. Like, dude, you gotta understand how I felt yesterday. Like what I was just explaining with the whole trade thing, thinking we weren't gonna get D'Angelo Russell. We lose another game. We're just like, blah. It's like I was planning to go to the game on Saturday, and then I felt like maybe I shouldn't. And now I'm like, hell yeah, I cannot wait to go to the game. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, they're looking to move, I think Gorgie Jang they traded for James Johnson. So that was right here with the Memphis deal. Miami, Memphis. I don't know if I'm happy to see Gorgie Jang go, man. He's a solid bench center. But happens, it happens, I guess. It's all business, right? Nothing's ever set in stone. Again, guys, I'm going to point out again, I would keep an eye out on this. If you're a big NBA, just NBA in general fan, if you play fantasy or DFS, this Jordan McRae thing here to Denver is a real thing. Could be a real thing. He's kind of one of those off-the-radar DFS guys. He's on the radar when everybody in Washington was sitting and he was starting. But he can be a sneaky player. He can be an elite player, I think, honestly, in the league. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out, or if they keep him, or if they use him to gain something or do something different. Yeah, I love Gorgie too, man. He's just a solid guy, man. Does a lot for the community. He's a great dude. So I'm just flipping back and forth between the tracker and the Walton to Hawks. Nothing big there. What are your guys' thoughts on anybody NBA fans? What are you guys' thoughts on D'Angelo Russell landing in Minnesota, baby? Minnesota. Pretty big. Pretty big time, guys. Pretty big time. What's up, Jeffness? Tom T, what's going on, brother? Your Pistons. You and Tim's Pistons trading Drummond to Cleveland, huh? Oh, boy. All right, guys. We got about 8 minutes, and this trade deadline is going to be over with. Will anybody else make any big move here? Will anybody else make any big move? That's the question. So, Cavs did land Drummond. Fuck the Bulls. A former Buckeye, he is a ballin'. Yeah, they need to blow it all up. Drummond for a ham sandwich would have been equal, Tom T says. Shout out to Tom T with the ham sandwich comparisons. Love it. Russell is just starting in his prime. Oh, man, that's what I say, man. Bill, what's going on, man? It's going great, dude. I can't be any happier. I got the Wolves hat on again. I can represent. I can go buy a D'Angelo Russell jersey now. I'm ecstatic. Go to the game on Saturday against the Clippers. It's actually going to be a fun game. Fun game to watch. Man, today is a beautiful day in Minnesota anyway. Russell, yeah, and that's just it. He's only 24 years old. 24 years old, the kid is. Him and Karl Anthony Towns, like I've said earlier in this thing, it's not a secret. They're like best friends. And they're also best friends with Devin Booker. And so if you guys missed it earlier, my thoughts on some of the other pickups that we've been grabbing, most of these guys are on the tail end or on their final year of their contract or deals. And I think we're doing that so that we can get rid of a lot of them this offseason so we can go out and get Devin Booker as well. Because they've made it very clear that the three of them want to play together. We got two of them. We just need that third guy. Went to the cast. Heroes game. Oh, the worst game I've ever went to in my life. At Target Center. What if Russell would have odd in LA? Would they be the same team? Would have stayed in LA? The problem is Golden State's. I know why Golden State picked them up. They picked them up so they could get some kind of deal like this done to get some other picks and whatever. The problem is unless they were going to get rid of Klay Thompson, Steph, Klay Thompson. I mean, they already have point guard, shooting guard. It's just that they're injured right now, and they're not going to get rid of Steph Curry, right? So and he's not going to be a bench player. D'Angelo Russell is not. He's an elite player. You do not put a elite player as a bench player, as a sixth man. It doesn't work. He wouldn't be happy. He would be demanding a trade. So this is really the perfect thing for him. And what worried me yesterday is when I heard that the talks were over between Golden State and they were going to do it. They didn't like the deals that were put on the table. I was like, who the hell is going to play point guard? In fact, I was texting Sean from Twitter, and I said, we don't even have a freaking point guard. Like, you watched the game last night. We're trying to have Jarrett Culver, Josh Okogie, Wiggins, and Wiggins isn't a point guard. And he's shooting guard / shooting forward. Like, again, I talked about Wiggins earlier. His ability to be able to handle the ball is not the greatest. He can be sloppy, very sloppy at times. So, yeah, Optic is getting released. Yeah, that's crazy. They keep pushing stuff back, man. I was pumped for it to come out so I could grab a box. Well, I guess I'm probably not grabbing a box now. I heard they're like over $500 a box, which I think is insane, to be honest with you. How's the other guys say when I was grabbing my 2020? Yeah, I'm going to get some Jumbo Top Series 1 tomorrow, I think. Probably be ripping that tomorrow night or Saturday night. Not the best. Was crazy on prices. I bought two. Yeah, it's because of the rookie classes. Like Zion, he comes out and he does great. He blows that up. It's like Luka. It's like any year that, if it's just coming out and the rookie is not only expected number one rookie, but he's doing awesome or doing great, they just take advantage of it and just skyrocket the prices up because you got those Zion cards that, and the Jaws that are just worth so much. So, if you guys are on Twitter, I've got a few cheap cards on sale. We'll cut deals. Yeah, guys, check out Balls. Balls has got a couple sales on Twitter going on. Make sure you check him out. I'm going to refresh and see if any big deals have dropped again here. I'm not seeing anything else. We might... All right, here we go. We got another one in. The Clippers, Knicks, and Wizards have agreed to a 3-team trade that will land Marcus Morris and Isaiah Thomas with the Clippers. Jerome Robinson will join the Wizards, and Mo Harkless and a 2020 first-round pick to the Knicks. So Mo Harkless is going to the Knicks with a first-round pick. Jerome Robinson is going to the Wizards, and Marcus Morris and Isaiah Thomas are going to the Clippers. That's interesting. It's nothing crazy, but that's interesting. Philadelphia has traded James Ennis to Magic for a second-round pick. We already talked about that. So we are getting down to the wire here, guys. And once it gets down, I'm going to probably about close out myself. Because, again, I got to finish working, and then I got to go see Grandmama. And then I'll be back tomorrow night, probably 5 o'clock-ish Central Standard Time. More than likely ripping some Series 1 Jumbo. Maybe we'll have a little fun as well. We'll see what I can get my hands on. So, and then don't forget, guys, Tuesday is the auction. Anthony C., who's always in chat, he sent me a big box of cards. He wants me to try to auction off some good stuff too. I haven't even opened it yet. It's here, but I haven't even opened the box. Decent sized box. He's got a bunch of stuff. I have some great stuff coming in from BITG as well. I know there's a Vlad auto to the 199 tribute card that I hit that he's going to be getting here to me with the rest of the stuff before then. I appreciate you stopping in, guys. Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting on Saturday. The trade is the only good thing that came out of the Wiggins Max. Yeah, but that's perfect. I will take that. I will take that 10 times out of 10, Big D. Landing that trade. Definitely. To get Russ here at the end of the day. Absolutely. For sure I would. You betcha. You betcha. Let me just do this. We are at about deadline close, and then I'll wrap it up here in a minute. Tracker's even a little behind, I think. Woj, see, like I said, Woj's way ahead of the game. Like, that was 5 minutes ago. They still don't have that updated on the, what to join me in Urban's Fantasy Football League. Fantasy Baseball? Fantasy Baseball is tough. I'm not huge into season long anymore. I just don't see the point of doing it when I can build a whole new team every single day, playing daily DFS. And I think I pretty much eliminated playing even football season long. Like, after this year, I just thought about it. Like, I need to focus on just the DFS stuff. Shaq, what's going on, brother? Yeah, it does take a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot of effort. I mean, I'm in basketball right now. In fact, I haven't even looked at my basketball lineup for a couple days, and I'm supposed to look at it daily. I set it like a week and a half, but you got players that are sitting out a game day to day. They're out for 4 or 5 days, and sometimes I got to be better about even checking that, and it's hard to do that. So I think it ended, guys, so that's what happened. So I would probably say the biggest winner for the trade deadline was the Wolves. My Wolves. Welcome to Minnesota, D-Lo. I'm excited to see you play next to your boy Karl Anthony Towns. There was a lot of other good trades. I think shout out to Atlanta was probably the second best team as far as in regards to who they picked up. Getting Capella. So Trae Young and Capella are going to have that good chemistry. But again, guys, keep an eye out for Jordan McRae to Denver. That's a sneaky pickup if Denver decides to keep him, for the time going forth. And again, don't forget what I said. I said this. A lot of players we picked up in trades, a lot of these smaller name players, if you want to call that, if you will, are at the end or nearing their end of their contracts. Why would we do that? Because we're ultimately going to go after Devin Booker in the offseason. I'm saying it now. Devin Booker plays for the Wolves. I say we pick him up in the this offseason. We'll see if my thoughts come true or hold true, but I think that's where it's going to be. Did you see Miles CS guy will still sell me 19 moment draft? Really? You need to jump on it, dude. Jump on that. Jump on that for $240 a box. You'd be silly not to. Silly not to. 7 first-round picks in the next 4 years for the Knicks. Yeah, that's crazy. Do you think Booker, Towns, and Russell is going to be on the bench? Yeah, well, it's possible. They made it very clear that the three of them want to play together. 2 pieces, like I just said, are now in Minnesota. We just got one more piece to do. That'd be dope, man. D-Russ running the point. Booker shooting guard. Towns, man. Love to see it. Love to see it. So again, guys, a lot of little pieces for a lot of teams, moving some things around. This wasn't the most crazy year ever up to the trade deadline, but I will say it's probably one of the best ones for the Wolves in regards to what we've ever went after or picked up. We truly got what we wanted. I know I've seen a lot of memes and people on Twitter, like around the U.S., saying, man, I wish somebody liked or wanted me as much as the Wolves want D'Angelo Russell. So kind of funny, but it's kind of true, man. We want a winner. We want a young kid that's a killer. that's got that killer instinct in him, that ability to drop 50 on any given night against any given team. That's what we wanted to bring here. That's what we want running our point. We haven't had a really good Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague, I'm gonna end this here and say Jeff Teague was probably one of the best true point guards we had, but he's at the end. He's at the tail end of his career. You know, he even himself wanted to go and be a bench player because he's at the tail end of his career. He's been doing it for so long, but he's probably the best true point guard that Minnesota's had ever on the team. And now we got D'Lo, and that's a whole different story. Whole different story. I appreciate it. No, man. Woo, we scored for once. Yeah, right? We got it, baby. We got it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Anthony's in the house right here. Yep. So that's the man who sent me a box of cards. His cards will be auctioned in my auction on Tuesday as well. I may actually have to. Well, I'm sure for sure we'll have to do at least one other mini auction this month. I may end up having to do two. We'll see on top of Tuesday's auction. But again, guys, I appreciate everybody joining. I hope you guys all have an awesome day. Smile, stay positive, turn negatives into positive things. Do what you can to make yourself better and the people around you better, because smiling and being happy is contagious. Positivity is contagious, and you alone can make a difference and change or make an impact to make something positive. So until next time, I will see you guys tomorrow, probably about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will probably be ripping some Topps Baseball Jumbo and hanging out and having a good time and kicking off the start of our weekend. So until next time, friends and fam, peace and love to you all.